Excuse me, do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Sinner, Brendan Urie? Okay, so I know this isn't Pray for the Wicked, but my album pre-order isn't here yet, and nobody got time to wait for it when the book tag's on the horizon. It's available everywhere. I've already listened to it. It's amazing. I love it. What do you guys think of it so far? Also, have you heard that it's about live? Because I saw it live and I miss it. So yes, just like the Fall Out Boy Mania book tag I did way back when Mania came out in January, I am doing the Pray for the Wicked book tag to collect on those sweet clicks that may be coming through. Probably not, because this is BookTube and most people go for the music and not the books, but you know what? Emos unite, even though this album isn't really that emo. Emos unite, okay, BookTube? Let's do this. So for this book tag, just like with the Mania book tag, I made a question for each song on the album. I'll tell you the title, a line that really inspired the question, and we'll just go with it. So first up is, fuck a silver lining, fuck a silver lining, everything is cherries on top. A book that's just fun, and it's like, the cherry on top is just a good book. It makes you smile. It's a great one. For that, I'm going with the Freckled Mango Mundo Mango collection. This is just a book of comics from the online creator, The Cow. And it's just little comic strips from 4 panels to 8 panels. There's some cool offline things because this was a Kickstarter. And it's really fun and I love it. It came with a bunch of goodies and it was just like, this was good, but then the cherry on top was I got a little keychain and a bendy straw and a little sticker thing and it's signed. It's just cherries. Everything is cherries on top, man. So next up is Say Amen Saturday Night. I pray for the wicked on the weekend. This is a dark book that you've recently read, and for that, I'm still reading it, but it is dark as hell. My god, this killer book of serial killers. This goes into a lot more detail than I thought it would. Like, I don't know what I was expecting, but oh my gosh, Asher Fisher, Sweater Fish, he's from a serial killer from like the 1920s, 30s. That was effed up, and that was just the very first one. Like, sweet Jesus, Mary, Mother of Goodness. It is very dark, and the fact that people are like this is like, it makes you lose your faith in humanity. Fun. Next up is, hey look ma, I made it. This one is just a character who's used as a puppet or a pawn. And for that one, I'm going with Simon Spear from Simon vs. Homo Sapiens Agenda. When Martin discovers the emails that Simon has to another boy at school, he decides to use Simon as a puppet to help him get Abby so that he can get together with her in a sick little plot for that. And so Simon's unwillingly uses this puppet to manipulate his best friend going out with this blackmailer. And it's messed up, but it fits the category. Sorry, Simon. Sorry that Martin did that to you. Next up is High Hopes. I was gonna be that one in a million. This one's a character that always has high hopes and is really optimistic. And for that one, though I don't really like the book, I'm going with Wes from Breaking Order by Catherine Kampf. Wes is a dreamer. He has a brighter outlook on life, despite living in a world where dreams are restricted. You can't dream. There's no creativity. There's no art. It's very fact, things like that. So, for him to be so optimistic and looking forward, it's a nice change of pace from the usual when our main character meets him. He has high hopes that things can return to how they once were, so good for you, Wes. Next up is one of my favorites on the album, Roaring Twenties. Everyone here is a trophy. This one is the nicest book cover you have, or just the most prized book on your shelf. And for me, I think the most prized book on my shelf right now is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. Because I got this a hot minute after it came out. I wanted a signed copy so bad, and as you see from the little sticker, I ended up getting it. But I was going to get it at the time I worked at Target, and I wanted that signed copy. Every day I had to pass where the book was, and it was just right there, the signed copy. I wanted it so bad. And then the day I got my check, I went to go get it, it was gone. Flash forward, walking through Walmart, looking through their tiny book section, and I think, what the hell, I'll look at the John Green books. I move them aside, and there was one. There was, where's the signature? There was one! And it's mine now! And that's the story of how I got Turtles All the Way Down from my local Walmart, signed. And it's my baby. Next up, this probably is my favorite song on the album, Dancin's Not a Crime. Dancing, dancing, dancing's not a crime. We could be waltzing. That's the line that goes with it. A character that's a good dancer or that you'd like to dance with. And for this one, I'm going with Rose from Rose for 50/50 Chances. Rose is a ballet dancer. She has such high potential. She is, despite what's going on in her home life, she is such a beautiful dancer. She puts her heart and soul into her ballet, and I would love to see her dance in real life. I haven't seen ballet since I saw The Nutcracker with my grandma, who unfortunately died earlier this year. Yeah. But, my goodness. Next up, One of the Drunks, always searching for a new high. This one I want you to talk about a character that struggles with addiction. And actually a few ones I wanted to pick for this. I could have talked about Odessa from May of the Fallen. I could have talked about our main character from Grey by Pete Wentz. But I'm actually going to be talking about M from The Brightsiders. This is one I just recently read, and I absolutely loved it. I read it for the Queer Lit Readathon. And this girl, M, she is the drummer in this huge band. Like, they're widely popular. So, I'm trying to think of who they would kind of be like. I'd say I'd kind of relate them as 5 Seconds of Summer just because they're younger. And 5 Saw started so young, so I just always like relate to them as that we enter the book when she's 17, turning 18, then after she's 18, so you know. Now she does struggle with substance abuse like alcohol. We start out with her getting drunk, and there's a car accident, and so throughout the rest of the book she's trying to sober up. She's avoiding the stuff. She's like, I'm gonna be clean. I want my image good. I don't want to be kicked out of the band. I want things to go good, and she kind of struggles with that a bit as you go on. And she, not only is it the regular struggle, but she has struggles in the public eye because she is in this huge band, and she has to do these interviews about it and go on TV and talk about it, and the social media aspect of, like, after this big thing happens, you can't go on social media to look at it. No, not good, not good. And it's just, there's so much she's trying to recover from, and it's hard when you're in the public spotlight constantly. There's pops everywhere. No escape, man. Next up, The Overpass, Troubled Love and High Speed Noise. This one is to bring up a love story, and I'm actually going to be talking about Grey by Pete Wentz, which is a weird love story, but overall it kind of is a love story. It's about the love of these two main characters, like, that we never get names of. Like, our main character and her, their struggling love story and trying to maintain this relationship. It's sad, but it is a love story, and I really enjoyed just, like, trying to make it work. And it didn't work, maybe we can try again, and just, it's kind of that real life, like, I want to make this work, but it can't work, but I'm trying to make it work, but it won't work, and, yeah. Next is King of the Clouds. Imagination Take Me Somewhere. I don't know, I messed up. I was going to try and do that in the thing, but I didn't, so let's ignore that. A book that was an experience unlike any other, and for that, I'm still thinking about it. It's been, like, a bit since I read it, but it's going to be Devil Dies Man by Anne Silvera. I'm sorry for continuously talking about this book. But just, like, oh, the little mini crisis you have after reading it, where you're like, what if I was told the day I was going to die? What if I got that time restraint of within the next 24 hours, you're gone? The stress, the anxiety, what would you do? What would you say? Who would you want to interact with? Who would you want to try and rekindle things with? It's just like the experience of anxiety that it gave me. Thanks, Adam Silvera. Not only are you known for sad things, but for me, you're just like giving me that anxiety. But I loved the book. It makes you think, and especially as a one-sitting read for me. So, like, having all those thoughts as I'm reading on, and just, like, consuming everything within it, it's just like, oh God. That was an experience. Next up is Old Fashioned, Remember Your Youth. And for this one, I want you to talk about an author or a series or a book that was just looking back on your childhood that was your favorite growing up. It was one of your first favorite books, the first book you remember, just like one of your childhood favorites. And for this one, there's no one else I could say, except maybe Dave Pickley, because I loved Captain Underpants and Super Diaper Baby. But no, I have to go with the king of my childhood, R.L. Stein. The Goosebumps series, I keep talking about it because I recently just finished my collection of the original series. I have all 62 books. And I just love it so much. Goosebumps were my, like, the first, like, reading horror, and then moving on to his, like, more teen series with Fear Street and Ghosts of Fear Street. And I just love his storytelling, damn it! It's so good. And first falling in love with Stay Out of the Basement, and then moving on to, like, the next book, and then Oh, finding out there was a whole series, and oh, it was just so good, and I love him, and the fact that there's a Goosebumps movie, and there's supposed to be another Goosebumps movie coming out, and the whole TV series. I have some, like, right behind the camera, I have some of my Goosebumps movies. I have VHS Goosebumps movies. That's how hardcore I am about, like, R.L. Stine's works. Next up is the saddest, but one of the most beautiful songs on the album, Dying in L.A. Oh my god, this one... Is Brendan okay? Can someone give him a hug, please? I'm concerned. He needs a hug. Every face along the boulevard is a dreamer just like you. Talk about a character that you really see some of yourself in. And for that, I'm going with Eliza from Eliza and Her Monsters. Now, I just recently made a video about why I started writing fanfiction, why I started posting fanfiction, why I got into fanfiction. And though she doesn't write fanfiction, she writes things that inspire fanfiction. She writes on the internet. She keeps... Like, she has this online persona where in her real life she is very introverted, she doesn't really have friends, and I had friends, I still kind of have friends, but just, like, feeling closed off from everyone else and having this online persona you can go back to and actually get interaction from, and people want to, like, talk to you and ask you questions. I feel that, just creating something online, whether it be fanfiction or original content, there's just something about it, and the way that Eliza described it, and just the conversations with her online friends, and where parents don't think online friends are real friends. I feel that I just really relate to Eliza in a lot of ways. And though I never got a cute boy who wrote fanfiction based off what I did, I mean, maybe it can come, maybe. Hey, real life, are you listening? Now it's time for the tagging, which is going to be really fun, because I know there's a lot of evos on BookTube, even though this album isn't really that evo, but do you know what I mean? Panic at the Disco fans, hey! I'm going to be tagging Star-Crossed Books. Just another booktuber. I almost said your Twitter name again, Sarah, but I didn't, so you can't get me for it this time. September issues and Dreaming of Books. You four are officially tagged, but anyone else watching this who wants to do it, and you like Panic at the Disco, please feel free to do it. Tag me in whatever social media you post it on. Let me know that you do it, because I'd love to watch it. I'd love to see how you interpret these questions. I'd like to see what song off the album is your favorite. Like I said, mine are right there with Roaring 20s and Dance is Not a Crime. It's just so good. I love it. I love this change. Brendan said he swore to shake it up if we swore to listen, and he continues to live on with that promise. Also, if it's out by now, it should be out by now, I'm actually doing a Pray for the Wicked kind of fan project, so if you're interested in that at all, I'll link it at the end of this video, as well as icon if we're not too far in. So check that out if you want to be a part of that. Basically, I'm asking for dancing clips, and I'm going to put them with the song. And it's going to be fun, hopefully, maybe. I think it would be really cool to do something like this, because I've been a part of fan projects before, but I've never really tried to organize my own. And I do have someone helping me, like, just off a whim. I was like, who thinks this is cool? And they're like, I think this is cool. I want to help. Do you want help? I do want to help. Yay! So that's the thing that's happening. If you're interested, please check it out. I think it would be really fun. I want to get it up on the day of basically the month birthday of the album. So next month on the 22nd. I think it would be really cool. I'm going to stop talking now because I've talked enough. That's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you have a lovely day/night, and I'll see you later. You're very far away.